Nityanandam, this is Srinitya Tejomayananda Swami. I'm a sanyas disciple of Paramamsa Sri Nityananda Swamiji, and I want to share a few insights about sanyas. What really is sanyas, and what are some of the misconceptions, and how sanyas is different from the actual living sanyas life is different from what we actually think it is. And there are a lot of such misconceptions, and I want to take up one per day or per video that I can share with all of you. So one of the primary things that I get asked frequently is something about desires. Do sannyasis have desires, or do they exist without desires? How can that be possible? Or how somebody who has seen the life drop everything? How can they drop everything and then live a sannyas life? All these questions, they are largely based on an assumption or a presumption that sannyas means dropping or leaving out all the desires within you, which is actually not true. In my experience, what I have seen is a certain maturing of how you relate with your desires happens. So, sannyas does not mean that you have no desires. Right now, for example, I am inhaling, I am breathing because I have a desire to live. And I have a desire to manifest powers, to be in Sadashivatva, and to help others be in the same space of Sadashivatva, and to experience that oneness with my Guru, Paramamsa Nityananda Swamiji. That is a desire that I have. And as a sannyas, does it mean that I cannot have desires? No, it does not mean that. It only means that you get to choose from a space of discrimination. What Bhagavan beautifully said during the Bhagavad Gita series, when Bhagavan Swamiji talked about the Bhagavad Gita, he gave a discourse or a series of discourses. He very beautifully described the word discrimination as something that helps you identify whether this will take me to a higher plane or not. The ability to distinguish, to able to see whether whatever you are experiencing in life, whatever you have as a component within you as part of life, whether that will help you elevate or will it bring you down. That process is what he called discrimination. And through this process of discrimination, a beautiful maturing of your desires happens. For example, this desire that I have, this will elevate me. This will take me to a higher space of consciousness. This will help me express powers. This particular desire will take me down a different path. To be discriminate about it, the important thing that I have noticed or I have experienced is there is no need to hate the desire or the object of the desire. For example, when I decide that there is a certain desire that I do not need anymore in my life, and I leave it out through the process of discrimination, the maturing of my desires, then it does not automatically mean that I have to hate those desires or I have to hate the object of those desires. This was very important for me to understand, because even when I relate with a desire in any form, whether it is love or hate, I'm still relating with it, which means I still have a relationship with the desire, which again means that I have not completely separated myself from the desire. So this really helped me in understanding how a sannyasi relates with desires and the rest of the world that he sees. And I can tell you, the most beautiful, the most amazing experience with all the desires happens only when you have the sannyas. The process of discrimination is an absolute ecstasy, I can say. It is a beautiful process which cleanses your complete system. You feel so clean, you feel so powerful, you feel so mature. It's one of the best things that I have experienced, and through the Diksha that Swamiji has given me, I had the opportunity to experience this. And to give a little bit of my own background, I had never imagined that I will have a sannyas life. So you can say throughout my teens and throughout my early 20s and throughout the later part of the 20s also, I never had any inclination towards a sannyas life. So which means that I have been exposed to all kinds of pretty much everything that is there. The media, the wealth, the physical pleasures, all of that was available there, and I was exposed to all of that. But when this maturing happened, I could very clearly see that what made me powerful and what really brought me this bliss or this pure joy was the discrimination process which sannyas gave me. And for that and much more, I am only only thankful, and I offer my deepest gratitude to Swamiji, who was able to introduce me to this beautiful life of sannyas, and not only just introduce but having me explore the different possibilities that can happen when you have the sannyas life. So thank you, and please give your comments, like, share, engage in whatever way possible, and talk to me. I'll be very happy to talk with all of you and answer any questions or share any thoughts that I may have with what you share with me also. So I will again share more such experiences, personal experiences that I have as I live through my sannyas life with all of you, and I hope to see you with the next video. Thank you. Nityananda.